University at the Woodrow Wilson School. My question is actually about twofold. Here in the United States, we're faced with a rapidly unfolding healthcare system that we're all witnessing as of today.
Unfolding
meaning it's falling apart.
Collapsing.
Collapsing, and a constant debate here in the United States.
Why is that happening?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but we can talk about that later. But I'm curious because you had mentioned in India that there's a lot of young youth, 30,000 that are, looking for jobs. And we know that in India there's a lot of individuals that are suffering too with public health related issues. In particular, something that's interesting to me is the drug related issues. Here in the United States, there's many people that are overdosing on opioids, and I know in India that issue is very, very serious. Morphine, similar drugs like that. I'm wondering what the initiatives are that are in place in India. What initiatives are being done for those young youths that are jobless, that don't have jobs, that might be going to drugs? Are there initiatives, and what is being done for healthcare in India? What is the vision?
Well, we're not in government in India, by the way. So
I know.
What is being done? Don't ask me. But we are in government in Punjab. Where are you from? Punjab?
North UP, Uttar
North
Pradesh,
UP.
Agra.
But we are in government in Punjab, and drugs is a serious problem in Punjab, and we are working on combating that problem in Punjab, setting up rehabilitation clinics, trying to move industry back into Punjab. It had moved out, introducing sports into the system. So we are working on drugs in Punjab, but I won't be able to tell you what the government of India is doing on that front. I'm not involved in running the government of India right now.
Hello, Mr. Gandhi. Thank you for coming. So my question is this: your role in the country is now as a member of the opposition to critique the government, find flaws in their policies, and so on. But surely there must be something that you admire that the Modi government has done, and that you probably wish that your government did when it had power for 10 years. If there's one such thing, what would it be?
Again, I think the Make in India idea is a good idea. And I think if that idea is implemented well, it's a powerful idea. I would think about it slightly differently, but as a concept, saying that we need to make in India, I think that's a good concept. That's a good direction. How I would implement it would be slightly different. GST, something where we agree with the government. We in fact helped the government pass GST. Again, on the fine tuning, slight differences. We would have preferred a uniform GST. They chose 5 levels. We would have preferred a slow implementation. Who is going to have those jobs, and which country is going to have access to those jobs? So currently you have a factory system, say in China, with 20,000-30,000 people working in them. That's something that is not replicable by India. But I don't think that's necessarily what the world will look like 15 years from today. So the question is, can a country like India access some of those jobs? And what do we need to do to access those jobs? What are the type of things we need to change in our system, in our education system, in our banking system, to get at some of those jobs? But I think what we call a blue collar job today is not going to be the same tomorrow.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I just have 2 questions for you. The first, you quoted Gandhiji, and I really believe what he said, that the soul of the country of India lies in its villages. And you spoke about the transformation from the agrarian to the service sector. Is the government looking at development in the agriculture sector and not necessarily a movement? Because I believe when 60% of the country is employed in the agricultural sector, we should look at automating that and looking at development within the sector than pushing the people for intersectoral growth. My second question is when you spoke about tribals, a lot of, and having worked in tribal areas, a lot of contentious issues in tribal areas happened during 2006, 2009, where even in Kalinganagar, 13 tribals lost their lives in a firing issue. Taking a step back now that you feel so strongly about tribal rights in the country, what do you feel can be done in that direction?
What was your first question? Gandhiji. When you talk about, the first thing to realize is that Gandhiji was an evolving person, right? And he was a very flexible mind. When Gandhiji said village India, he actually meant a decentralized system. He didn't mean that India should remain where it was in 1947. The heart of a village is that it is decentralized. So Mahatma Gandhi's vision of India was a decentralized vision of India. I don't think he meant, which a lot of people say, but I don't think he meant that
My
India should
question was
remain
about
in its
agricultural development.
Yeah, I'll come to that. I don't think he meant that India should remain in village form. But I think what he was saying was that the village form of government, the decentralized form of government, is a powerful form of government. And actually, if you look at how technology is moving, a lot of what he said is actually coming true. India simply cannot forget about agriculture. And India simply will not be able to create the jobs it needs without modernizing agriculture, without setting up agricultural food chains, without supporting agriculture. So again, between us and the BJP, there is a difference in opinion on agriculture. But I personally feel that agriculture has to be supported, and it's a strategic opportunity for India if it is supported properly. What was your second question about the tribal?
About your plans of how do you look
I
at
think
tribal development?
when we were in government, we were protecting the space of the tribals. Tribal bill protecting their land, giving them rights to the forest. So our idea was to create a space for them where they are protected. And you can create a space for them where they are protected physically, and you can also create it in the political system. So the way we would act is to ensure that tribals in their space are protected and not encroached upon, and that they have a certain set of rights that makes them feel protected.
Hi, my name is Anita Gupta. I'm actually a graduate
Sorry,
student
can I
here.
just, is it okay if I just finish that? The question of land acquisition, sorry, you sat down, but the question of land acquisition is central. You will sit down, no problem. I can see that, so I'll stand up. The question of land acquisition is also central. How you acquire land in tribal areas, what are the rules for acquisition, and Nyamgiri became a central case here. So we constructed a land acquisition bill that would protect them. We made sure that if someone wants to acquire tribal land, they have to take permission from local governments. So those type of protections we had put in place, but I think that's the direction. No, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Anita Gupta. I'm actually a graduate student here at